Good evening. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. My name is Nada St. Germain, and I was introduced to Neil Life over 33 years ago. And I know tonight we're focusing on mainly autoimmune diseases and inflammation in the body. But I have to say, when I was in my early 20s, I had a really, really weak immune system. My colds lasted weeks. I had a constant nasal drip. I really struggled with fatigue, so low energy, hormonal issues, and joint pain. And I was using antihistamines pretty much year round because my allergies weren't seasonal. And right around that same time, my mom was really struggling with a lot of pain as well, joint pain, fibromyalgia, things like that. And she was in her 40s, and I was kind of concerned, but didn't believe in supplements. I watched my mom take supplements for a number of years, and she wasn't getting any results. So when a neighbor and a dear friend came to me and wanted to share these products with me, I basically flat out said, no, thank you. And, right around that time, I was really skeptical. I was working as a police officer in the city, and I didn't really believe that, supplements would really work. I was very, very skeptical. But there was something that Flo said. All she said to me was, Nada, just try this with me. This company is different. And I just thought, you know what? What do I got to lose? So I asked my mom and some of my close friends and my sisters and my aunts just to give the products a try along with me. And the results were amazing. My allergies I started to feel better. I found that I wasn't using antihistamines as often. The energy, my mom, I watched her become pain free in a very short time. And that's when I was really excited about sharing these products and just wanting to impact people's lives. And what I'm hoping to help you understand today is a little bit about, why we need to supplement, the Neo Life difference, and what to really look for. And food and diet, everything plays a role. So it's not just taking supplements alone. So let's move along, because when you're looking at your immune system, it really is the first line of defense against everything. And you want to make sure that your system is getting all the nutrients that they need to function properly. And when you're looking at the three pillars for your immune system, prevention is definitely hands down so important. And then there's recovery if you're, getting over something, and then there's healing. So there's really three stages to getting your body working the way it needs to work. And when you're looking at diseases, the Center for Disease Control, they report that 3 to 4 deaths are caused by chronic lifestyle related diseases. So what that means when you say lifestyle, that means when you make changes to your lifestyle, you can prevent many of these conditions. And I'm not saying you can cure any disease, but boy, when you hear some of the stories and the testimonials that some of you're going to hear this evening, you're going to really understand that the body has the power to do incredible, incredible healing. And there's some key nutrients that play a really big role in strengthening your immune system. Phytonutrients are like plant nutrients. They're what makes your fruits and vegetables, the dark colors, the reds, the greens, the purples, the blues, the oranges. And the lipids and sterols are good fats that we're going to be talking about. Omega 3s are another kind of good fat that reduce inflammation. Then there's your probiotic, which is for your gut healing, because that really plays a big role on your immune system as well. Vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. So these are all the things that we're going to be focusing on this evening. And I just wanted you to know that we're going to be talking about a lot of different things and a lot of different products. And I don't want you to feel like you have to take it all. Okay. We're going to be focusing on the basics. You're going to hear some stories on what did help some of our guests or our members and promoters' conditions. And just know that there's always a foundation, and then you can build on that foundation. And when you're looking at your food and your diet, there was a study with over 21,000 people that showed that not even got the 10 specific essential nutrients that researchers were looking for in the regular diet. And I really, really thought that I was getting everything from my food because I was eating healthy. But more and more people are understanding that it's a challenge. And there was two independent studies that show incredible nutrient depletion in our food in over 50 years. For example, spinach, all these nutrients have dropped drastically. And look at how many oranges you'd have to eat today compared to 50 years ago to get some of these critical nutrients because of soil depletion. Crops grown decades ago were much richer in vitamins and minerals than the varieties that most of us get today. This is a study that I found quite interesting, and it talked about what we aren't eating is what's actually killing us. And this was a global study, and they talked a lot about the grain. I really thought by eating whole grains, healthy grains, that we're getting all these key nutrients. Well, refining of our grains, we call this the great grain robbery because of mass production. They wanted to find a way to make our foods have a longer shelf life when you're looking at breads and pastas and cereals, like breads, 2 weeks, pasta, forever, and cereals last years in that box because they mill out all these critical nutrients and they play a really big role in how our cells function. Okay. And you're only as healthy as your cells. So that's what we're going to be focusing on: cellular nutrition, cellular health to get your immune system strong. So they used to grind the wheat, make the flour, make the bread, right? That's what they used to do in the good old days. Not anymore. So we're extremely malnourished. So that's one of the reasons why we need to supplement. Another reason why we need to supplement is soil demineralization, food processing. Our food also travels thousands of kilometers. And another big challenge is in nature, you find over 40 different minerals in soil, and the soils are fertilized with only 3 minerals. So there's a huge deficiency in a lot of minerals as well. And then a lot of our foods are now genetically modified. And what is GMO? What does that mean? Well, genetically modified means that they've crossed the genes of a plant with the genes of another organism, either from plants or animals. And they're doing this to make our foods more resistant to cold, to rain, to too much water, to not enough water, to too much sun, to not enough sun. And this has been going on for years. And they didn't know what was going to happen over the years with many of us consuming these foods, but this is not food in its natural state. Okay, they literally mutated and destroyed the natural food that's out there today. So supplementation, again, is what we are looking at to fill the gap as to what's missing in our diet. And there were so many companies out there. So who do you trust? I mean, this was a study done between 2007 and 2016, where they did test over 776 products, and they found hidden active ingredients that were unsafe or unstudied. In 2020, the FDA, they found that nearly 50 dietary supplements sold on Amazon and eBay had hidden drugs. This was a recent, you might have seen this, it's been all over social media, a public advisory that various multivitamins and supplements distributed across Canada are being recalled because they may contain metal fibers. And this was just in July. And when you look at some of these popular brands, these are very, very popular brands. So again, you just don't know who to trust. Okay. So Neolife, the reason why I looked at this company, I researched the company. I was in awe that they've been around since 1958, so we're over 66 years old now. We do have a pharmaceutical license for manufacturing, established in over 50 countries around the world, and a pioneer in the industry. I mean, when you look at what we've developed, we're many firsts in the industry, and we have the most respected scientific research team. And the whole philosophy behind the supplements were based in nature and backed by science. So we're not just natural, we're whole food. We stay within the human food chain to get all these critical nutrients that we're just not getting enough of. Human food, which is really important. So safe to consume over decades. And again, non-GMO, gluten-free raw materials. And we have what we call the transgenic testing of each batch. So what that means is they can actually test the raw materials right back to the original seed stock from when that plant was planted, when the nutrients were extracted from the food, right back to the original seed stock. So this is really, really important to ensure the quality and the potency of all of our supplements. And I want you to meet the drivers behind our amazing products, and that's our scientific advisory board. a lot of companies will have a scientific advisory board, but they don't, or they just endorse. They endorse the product, they recommend the product, but they don't actually do research in developing and manufacturing the product, where our team of scientists, they work together to make and manufacture our products. And Dr. Arthur First, he was the man that started the scientific advisory board. And I had the opportunity of meeting Dr. Arthur First. So grateful and so blessed to have known this man. You know, he founded the Stanford Cancer Chemotherapy Laboratory. He was credited with being the founder of oral chemotherapy. He led the Neolife Scientific Advisory Board for 25 years. Now he shifted his focus to prevention, because when he looked at, you know, the struggles with our diet and food, he linked many diseases and many even autoimmune and very inflammatory conditions to what we were eating and what we were not eating. And he knew that there was big gaps in our diet, and he was looking for a company that was making supplements from whole food and also that were bioavailable to make sure the nutrients were actually getting into the body. When he found Neolife, he dedicated the rest of his life with our company. So we're so grateful and so blessed to have this kind of science behind our products. And that's why when you hear some of the stories and testimonials you're going to hear tonight, you're going to really understand why. And it's because of our scientific advisory board and the publications. And we've been published in the world's most prestigious peer-reviewed scientific journal. So third-party credibility, which is also really, really important. So let's talk about just some of the things that we have to fill the gap. Okay, and that's what we're going to help you understand. We have a Cadillac of multis. This is our Pro Vitality. And when you look at what's missing in our food or what we're not getting enough of, this is kind of like our foundation, our Pro Vitality pack. And it's a daily packet that provides a power pack dose of potent omega-3s that we're going to be talking about, carotenoid antioxidants, which are your fruits and vegetables, your phytolipids, which are your good fats from whole grain, vitamins and minerals, which is really important for cellular energy and lifelong health. So this is all in this amazing, convenient pack. But let's talk about TRANN, because this is what founded this company. This is what really helped me with my hormones, with my energy. I didn't understand that, you know, even though I was eating all these healthy foods, that my body wasn't absorbing the nutrients from the food. But these essential lipids that are no longer in our grain, remember guys, they take this out of our grain because they want everything to have a longer shelf life. Well, these grain oils, these lipids and sterols, less gluten than a bowl of gluten-free cereal. So you're not getting any gluten in this product. Developed for a hospital research study and proven to help your cells work better, because you're only as healthy as your cells. So it's really important that you get the cell membrane, the cell wall permeable. And Neolife is a world leader in cellular energy with TRANN grain concentrate. When you look at the cell on the left, it's unhealthy. Not all the nutrients can get in and not all the waste can get out. As soon as you add these grain oils, these TRANN grain concentrates, which are the building blocks for cell membrane structure, brain and nerve function, and also regulating your hormones, it's amazing how the absorption just works and you start to feel better. You notice a difference and you actually start to see changes in your immune system, because all of a sudden your body is working better. And that's what you want. Your cells work better, you work better. Texas A&M University, they did their own studies using the Neolife TRANN, and they proved that your cells will absorb nutrients from your diet by 50% more. And there's only two ways to get these oils in your diet. You could eat non-rancid, fresh whole seeds, grains, and nuts, and eat a lot of them, okay? Or take one TRANN. Look at how much grain you would have to consume to get the equivalent oils in the grain. It would take 550 extra calories of fresh ground grain every day to get one TRANN grain concentrate. So that's why supplementation in this area is definitely a better solution. And plus, they're non-GMO, in case you're getting all these grain oils. So that is one thing, getting your cells healthy, getting your cells working. But let's talk about oxidative damage, because that's a term you hear a lot of. And I'm visual, so I like to first see, what does this look like? Well, when you breathe in oxygen, the oxygen will destroy and mutate your cells. So you're like rusting from the inside out, okay? And that's how disease starts as well. But if you squeeze lemon on the apple, it protects it, just like metal on the car, right? When oxygen or air gets to the metal, it rusts. But if they put a protector on that, it protects it. Well, that's where antioxidants come in. That's where the nutrients from your dark colored fruits and vegetables come in and protect your cells from oxidative damage. Remember, disease starts at the cell. So you have to eat your fruits and veggies, guys, for cancer prevention, for immune function, slows aging and prevents disease. And it's recommended 9 to 13 servings of dark colored fruits and vegetables every single day. That's a challenge to get that many servings. So carotenoids is the other capsule that's in that vitality pack. So we talked about the TRANN. Now we're talking about the carotenoids. Our carotenoids are made from tomatoes, carrots, spinach, apricots, peaches, bell peppers, clinically proven to boost your immune system 37% in 20 days. Even just one of these carotenoids in that Pro Vitality pack is like consuming 80 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables in every box. Yeah, guys, it's hard to eat that. So just a great product to help to supplement what's missing. Because again, your cells need protection. Every cell takes about 10,000 hits a day of free radicals. So remember the metal on the car or the apple, boom, 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 attacking. So these carotenoids, they get into the membrane of the cell and they protect it from oxidizing, protects your cells from rusting from the inside out. So that's why this is such an important product for your immune system. This has really helped me with my allergies. And I have so many testimonials on different autoimmune diseases where it's just helped to strengthen their immune system. They're able to get their a lot of these conditions completely under control. Then there's inflammation. So, you know, when you're looking at oxidation, inflammation, those are the evil twins of aging, okay? And many diseases are because of these two factors. Our omega-3 salmon oil that you're getting, one in this Pro Vitality pack, has all 8 omega-3s, tested for 200 contaminants, clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. This really helped my mom with her fibromyalgia, with arthritis in her fingers and her toes, my aunt with her migraines, again, because it reduces inflammation. So there's a lot of fish oils out there. I wouldn't want to eat any other fish oils that are out there, because when you see where they come from, or you don't know where they really come from, I want to know where my fish oil is coming from. A lot of fish is anything fishy, algae. Well, we again use pure salmon oil, pure fish, and tested for 200 contaminants with no mercury and no lead. And that's why these products work. Okay. Again, clinically proven to reduce inflammation 68% in just 8 weeks. I'm going to have dear Cyndy. I think she's on this evening. Cyndy, oh, there you are. Cyndy, I'd love for you to share your story, because you and I have known each other for many, many years, and your journey was absolutely amazing. So I know the salmon oil is one of the things that really impacted your life, especially with the pain that you struggled with for many years. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Cyndy.
Thank you, Nada. Yeah, I've been taking the products now. I think it's 26 years. I'm actually starting to lose count. It's been so many years. But in my late 30s and early 40s, I suddenly got pain basically from the neck down, pretty much everywhere. And I have been going to doctors and chiropractors, and I was taking supplements, and I thought I ate well, but nothing seemed to be working. And a friend at work, who actually happens to be Nada's aunt, we worked together. She knew what I was going through, and she kept sharing about these products that, and I just didn't understand that there was a difference, right? I didn't think there was. But one day, she kept telling me about, especially about the fish oils, right? Salmon oil. And I said, I'm taking salmon oils. And she said, oh, just be careful of the source. And that is what triggered my interest to take a look, just like you were saying about the source is so important. And so I went to a presentation very similar to this, but I know it wasn't like a PowerPoint, but I met Nada for the first time at Noreen's house. And what I heard there just made a lot of sense. And I wasn't expecting that I would get rid of my pain at that time. It just made sense that I should be on that, because there's gaps in our food, that I should be on these products, and so should my children as well. And so I got the family started just on some very basic, just our core nutrition. And I did actually add a couple of extra salmon. So something similar to like you were talking about the Pro Vitality Pack and the protein shakes um and within for myself, within 3 weeks, my energy came back, but within a month and a half, the chronic pain I'd lived with for 5 years started just going away. So really just gave me back my life. I'm 71, heading towards 72 now, and I do not have all that pain that I used to have. So yeah, just I really so highly recommend this. And yeah, and I've got other friends too with that have fibromyalgia that have had great results with the products. So they work. But thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Cyndy. Really appreciate having you. Thank you. Thank you. And actually, I'm going to call on Shelley. Shelley Sheridan's going to come on and introduce Yvonne. She has a beautiful story, a beautiful journey, and a very powerful story. So, Shelley, welcome.
Yes, thanks, Nada. Yes, we met Yvonne actually through her daughter. We met her daughter at the show Kamea, and she decided to jump on a plane 2 days later with us to understand about this company and the products and why things worked. And I know Yvonne was a little bit like, "What are you doing? What is this?" A little bit cautious, but watched her daughter and us over time and said, maybe I'll try these products and see what happens. And oh my goodness, the amazing results that she has had. And I know that the results that the products have, because this salmon oil has kept me pain-free for 14 years. So Yvonne, share your story because we'd love to hear it.
Hi, everyone. So I actually have an autoimmune disease called Sjogren syndrome, and it's where my body attacks the glands that produce moisture. So mainly my lacrimal glands in my eyes and my salivary glands. So very dry eyes, no saliva in my mouth. I've been suffering for at least 5 years now. But I didn't start the products because of the autoimmune. I started because of my daughter, and I was skeptical. I started slowly. At first, I thought I would just use one product and then never use it again. And then the more I learned about the products, I started introducing more. So mainly the Pro Vitality, the shakes, the salmon oil. And over so many months, I started noticing that I had more energy and I had less inflammation in my eyes and I was feeling way better. So then I started watching more videos and I listened to an audio from Dr. Don Lawson speaking about Neolife products. And he made a comment about people with autoimmune conditions. If you take 3 of the Neolife carotenoids every day for 2 months, your symptoms will go down and you'll feel way better. He actually said it would go into remission, whether that is true or not. I don't know. So I'm like, I got to try that. So I started on the carotenoids, and within a month, I started to see a difference. My eyes weren't as dry, my mouth wasn't as dry. And after a month of being on it, I went to see my optometrist, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I told her what I was doing, and she's like, "Oh, I have a friend that wrote a book about carotenoids and how good they are for the eyes. But how are you eating that many?" And I said, "Well, I'm not. I'm buying a supplement." And she goes, "Your eyes are like 50% better." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's working. It's working amazing." So now I'm at about 2 months of using it. I'm still getting more and more improvement every day. Like even sitting here, I can feel a bit of moisture in my one eye, which I never feel. But I use less eye drops, and I'm just gonna continue because it's working for me.
Wow. Yvonne, I know you've shared that story with me, but I think maybe 2 weeks ago, and it sounds like it's getting even better. So
It
I know
is.
Shelley, and I know Shelley, you're so happy and so grateful, to have Yvonne on your team, and now you're helping others and you're impacting lives, which I think is so awesome. And we love having you part of our Neo Life family.
Thank you.
So Yvonne's talked about the Pro Vitality, and that this was what's so nice. Okay, you could start with something as simple as Pro Vitality. Okay, this is a power pack nutrition. in one box after a month, it's like consuming 12 pounds of whole grains, 80 pounds of raw fruits and veggies, 10 servings of omega-3 fish in every box. And then when Yvonne started reading more and researching more on the omega-3s, on the carotenoids, she later decided to increase it. So it really depends on you, on the challenges that you're having with your health. But again, start with something simple and build on it and just see how you do. And that's what's really nice about the Neolife support and the family that we are. We will help you and guide you in the right direction. And the Pro Vitality, I mean, it supports so many things in the body for energy, anti-aging, flexible joints, your hair, skin, and nails, heart, immune system, brain, clear vision, antioxidant protection, and again, lifelong cellular health. And then when you add the shake, I know, Yvonne, when you add the protein shake, that's when you notice the difference with the energy. For me, hands down, this protein shake was a lifesaver for me. I've been taking this protein shake every day for 33 years. It's really helped me with my immune system, with energy, with focus. It has a glycemic control response that gets your blood sugar in the glycemic control zone. It also helps with weight loss if you're kind of struggling with a few extra pounds, but it's good for your heart, reduces your BMI, and fabulous if you're struggling with blood sugar, diabetes, and pre-diabetics. So amazing product. It tastes absolutely fantastic. But why is this important? Well, what's the significance of 22 amino acids? This is a complete protein. And protein's not just for muscles, okay? It's not just for building and repair of healthy tissue. It helps to make enzymes, and that helps with your immune system, helps to build antibodies, fights infection and disease, regulating hormones, collagen in your skin, and helping to regulate blood sugar. All of these plays a really, really big role in strengthening your immune system. And it's completely natural, nothing artificial. It's a complete protein, whole food antioxidants. It is a complete meal replacement, easy to digest. And I love all three flavors. There's nothing artificial. Okay, this is so important, and no GMO ingredients either. So, when you're looking at the Pro Vitality and the protein shake, we always add the Elevate only because when you're struggling with an autoimmune disease or your immune system is kind of on that road to getting stronger, sometimes a low energy is a challenge. So Neolife has an amazing energy drink. So if you need a little extra help, if you need a bit of a pick-me-up, this is one of my favorites. It's very hydrating. It tastes absolutely fantastic. It's a good, clean energy drink. It has a nootropics to help to boost physical energy, improves mental focus, supports balanced mood, all while hydrating the body. So it has the L-theanine, caffeine from green tea. It doesn't give you the jitters like some of these other energy drinks, the magnesium and the electrolyte minerals. So again, this is part of our immune system building program because of the energy. It just helps you cope better as you're building. Because just remember, it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Okay. So this is our core three, our protein shakes with their Pro Vitality and our Elevate. This is the all-in-one solution for total wellness. Then we can't forget about our kids. Our kids today, look at what they're eating, look at what they're not eating. So all those key nutrients that we talked about, the grain oils, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, we have it in a liquid vitamin. We have it in a chewable vitamin called Vita Squares and Vita Guard. And then when you add the Neolife Shake, hands down, my kids grew up on these products and their immune systems were incredible growing up as young babies. And now they're in their 20s. And you can really tell the difference compared to friends that were not on Neolife. So this is such an amazing product for children, nothing artificial, and they taste really, really good. But I want to share Mandy's story because when I was at this retreat, she shared this with me, and I just thought it'd be important for you to hear this. This is a beautiful story.
I'm so excited to be here today with Mandy. We are at a retreat in North Carolina, and I heard your story today about your little guy, your little son Troy, and it was such a heartfelt testimonial. I really wanted you to be able to share it so we can share it with others and make a difference in people's lives.
Absolutely. I am pretty passionate about sharing if it will make a difference for somebody else. So my son Troy was born 3.5 years ago. Well, he'll be 4, December 30th. And he was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and he has the type that affects both respiratory and digestive. He struggled to, he had failure to thrive for the first 2 years, and he was in and out of the hospital. And January 1st of this year, 2018, we decided we needed to make some major changes in our lifestyle, and so we put him on a regime of Neolife products because we just weren't willing to try other things that we couldn't know what was in the label, or like being that they're pharmaceutically licensed makes such a big difference to us. So in the last, this is November, 11 months, he has had a total life transformation. He is thriving. His liver, which had been enlarged and sick since he was born, is now down to normal size, and his coloring is so much better. He's grown. He was below the growth chart. I'm going to tell you guys this part.
Oh, wow.
He was below the growth chart, and we put him on the Neolife protein, and he shot up within 3 months. He was in the 25th percentile.
Wow.
And he has not been sick yet. He's been sick once this year, in 11 months, which is truly miraculous. And but when he did get a cold, he went through it like a normal child. Like he cried one night a couple times because he couldn't breathe through his nose. But the rest of the time, he was fine, running, playing. His energy levels, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Because he had no energy before. And it was so sad to watch the little 2-year-old playing and running and then sitting down, or running and laying down and taking a break and trying to catch his breath. And now he's like running with all the little kids and keeping up.
I actually saw Troy and Mandy at one of our World Team conferences last year, and he was in the pool swimming, and I was just hanging out with her, and they're just so grateful that they had this nutrition to give Troy a better quality of life. He'll always have this condition, but he can be a normal kid and play with other kids. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you, because it's also our children. This is something that can truly affect our kids, and you can impact their life as well. So, we talked about the core nutrition, and then we also have some targeted solutions. Because you heard, Yvonne mentioned she took more carotenoids, and Cyndy took more salmon oil, and I think Yvonne did as well. And same with my mom, she increased the salmon oil. So sometimes there's certain things you might need to add, especially if you're really struggling with your health, because again, your immune system is your first line of defense against autoimmune diseases, protection from autoimmune diseases, flus, colds, and even defense against cancer, allergies, and asthma. And we talked about oxidation and inflammation, right? And that's where the fish oil comes in and the carotenoids come in. So for some of you that are really, really struggling, like I have had several testimonials over the years, like for example, with MS or lupus, severe autoimmune diseases, where that core nutrition, it helped a little bit, but sometimes they needed a little bit more. Okay, so it just depends on where you're at and what kind of fight you need to put in. Okay, so for example, I know I've heard this analogy where if you have a little candle, to put the candle out, you just need a little bit of water, right? But if you have a house fire, right, how much water do you need? A truckload, right? So that's where this phytodefense comes in. The phytodefense is like more of those dark colored fruits and vegetables, 3 carotenoids, 2 flavonoids, and 1 cruciferous. This is our powerhouse Cadillac antioxidant product. If you're really looking for more to build up your immune system and to give your body a better chance. And I love this story. Daniel has a beautiful story. This is actually, we have a Facebook group with over 12,000 people sharing their stories and testimonials. And you'll actually see Yvonne's testimonial in that group, which was so awesome. But, when you look at alopecia, who would ever thought that that was like an autoimmune, right, disease or condition? So when Daniel got on the phytodefense, that's when he saw a difference in all his hair grow back. He didn't have hair on his body, his entire body. Now, it took, as you can see, probably 2 to 3 years, right, to get there. And he actually shared a little while ago that as soon as he cuts back on the phytodefense, he starts to lose his hair. So his body, his system needs these nutrients to keep his immune system at bay. Okay, so that's just one. We have so many testimonials like this, guys, but I just wanted to share this with you, the power of phytodefense. So again, it has 3 carotenoids, 2 flavonoids, 1 cruciferous from 25 different kinds of fruits and vegetables. You couldn't eat this every single day. And it just gives you more ammunition and a bigger fight. So it's equivalent of 6 servings of dark colored fruits and vegetables, but it's the variety that's really, really powerful. Okay. Then we have another product called Tray. It's an antioxidant drink. So 1 shot, 1 ounce of this product is like consuming 6 cups of spinach. So again, more antioxidant power. It's part of the flavonoid family. So if you're looking for something more liquidy, fabulous tasting, I actually had it tonight with my aloe vera drink. It's one of my cocktails in the evening, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. So if you like pomegranate, acai berry, and all those beautiful berries, very refreshing. And again, you only need about 1 ounce or 2 ounces a day. So make sure if it's in your fridge, you tell your kids that it's not juice. Okay. Yeah. So it's just great for your immune system, and 7 times the antioxidant power from red, ripe tomatoes. So pretty powerful antioxidant. Okay. So other antioxidants that you hear a lot about are immune system building products. Vitamin C is also an amazing immune booster. I love our vitamin C. It tastes like, I don't know if you remember the days of sweet tarts, the kind of candy kind of taste. One of these is like eating 4 tree ripened oranges. Okay. So fabulous for the immune system. And then we have a product called BetaGuard. BetaGuard was developed by Dr. Arthur First. And he developed it because of an antidote for after chemotherapy for treatment. And when you're looking at environmental toxins, 80% of cancers are a result of environmental toxins. And this product, Dr. First developed to remove the pollution and toxins from the body. I use this because of my allergies. This is what really helped me get my allergies completely under control, because it helped to remove some of the toxins that were building up in my cells. So BetaGuard developed by Dr. First. So just another addition if you're looking for something to strengthen your immune system, especially if you have allergies, environmental allergies. And also after chemotherapy, fabulous to pull those toxins out of the body. Now let's talk about your gut. And this is kind of like the last area, because if you're not utilizing nutrients because of your gut or imbalance in good bacteria, you're not digesting, you're not absorbing your nutrients from your food. And a lot of autoimmune diseases, your digestive system and your gut is compromised, especially if you've been using medication, okay, over the years. So to improve digestion, it's good to eat raw foods, chew your food really well. We have 2 aids called beta-adjustin enzyme digestive aid that helps to digest and break down the nutrients in your food. And again, this just makes sure that you're unlocking the nutrients and the nutrients are being carried to your cells. And this is really important as well. So we also have a 3-day detox that I love. And we have somebody on this evening that said they were actually going to be starting this 3-day detox. Yvonne, I think it was your sister that shared with us. I love the detox because it is only 3 days. Day 2 is not a fun day, but man, day 3, you feel absolutely incredible. The energy, you get rid of all this stuff that's been built up in your intestines. You eat clean for 3 days. The first 2 days, only fruits and veggies. The 3rd day, you add the protein shake. And we have a whole system, so we can send you that information if you want to do a detox to reset. And then you put this amazing good probiotic called acidophilus back into your gut to promote colon health, reduce the risk of colon cancer, and bacterial enzyme. Again, helps detoxify cancer-causing substances, and it supports a healthy colon cells as well. So again, very important for immune system. So if you're struggling, again, with an autoimmune disease, a probiotic is something that's also fantastic to add. And there's so many benefits: improves digestion. And our acidophilus is enteric coated. It bypasses the stomach acid. It gets to the lower intestine, so it gets to where it needs to get to. Now, another thing I want to share with you is environmental cleaners that you're using. There's so many chemicals in all the cleaning products that are out there that can also cause havoc in the body, especially when you're looking at allergies and your immune system. I didn't realize how bad Bim and Comet was when I was washing my showers and bathrooms until I was introduced to Neolife. I could actually shower with Super 10 in the shower while I was cleaning the shower without feeling that congestion and just feeling like, oh, I can't breathe anymore. These are the only cleaners I have in my home. Neolife is one of the first companies to go green in 1958, and they're concentrated, they save you money, and they work. And they're safe for the environment. So if you're looking for healthy cleaners, this is also very important, and especially when you're trying to strengthen your immune system. So some of the suggestions, again, that we talked about: eat lots of fruits and veggies, organic if you can, wash them in our light duty cleaner. So one of those soaps you can wash your fruits and veggies with. Drink filtered water or reverse osmosis. Be careful of water that's been sitting in plastic for too long. Avoid processed sugars, that feeds cancer. For example, Coke, 10 to 12 teaspoons in a can of Coke. So, and that reduces your immune system by 50%. Look at how many kids are eating Coke or drinking Coke, right? Dairy. Now, I'm not saying not to eat dairy. Okay. I'm saying if you have a mucus issue, if you have asthma, respiratory issues, if you cut back on your dairy, sometimes people start to get better faster because that mucus building. Eventually you might be able to add some of these nutrients back into your diet again. But while you're on this healing journey, sometimes, limiting or removing some of these foods will just help you get stronger faster. Even meat, make sure they're grass-fed, organic, hormone-free, or if you're looking at plant proteins, look at seeds, nuts, hemp seed, chia, beans, you're looking at different foods that have higher protein, and fruits and vegetables as well. And avoid alcohol or have it in moderation. Again, as long as you're doing everything in moderation, you're going to get better results in your healing journey. So let's talk about our core three. I love our core three. And, one thing that Neolife put together is a referral program. If you introduce 3 people to this pack, yours is free every single month. So once you start feeling good and you're using the product, it's hard not to share this with people in your life. And that's all I did 33 years ago. And the impact that these products have made has been so amazing. And I'm so grateful and blessed that I had this opportunity. And this is the group that I talked about earlier, the Neolife Healthy Living Community. This is an old picture because we now have 12,000 people in the group, and Yvonne's in the group. Many of us actually that are on this meeting tonight have shared their stories and published it in this group. We can invite you to the group. It is a private group, and you hear some beautiful stories and testimonials on how these products have impacted lives all over North America. And there's another option. I'm not going to get into all the details of the business, but I wanted to share with you, when I was looking at Neolife, I had a really good job. I really enjoyed my police career. But, do you guys see that on the screen? I don't know what that is. Anyways, I was so grateful and so blessed that I had a good job. I had a good career, but it wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And as I was building my little side gig, I realized this was something that I could do full time and eventually leave my police career. So if you're kind of curious about the income opportunity, just reach out to the person that invited you. We can always, guide you in that direction. But in the meantime, if you just want to try the products, it's free to become a member. You get a discount as soon as you join. You get a 10% discount. You can even qualify for a 20% discount. And if you're curious about the part-time income or even developing a full-time income, again, we can help you understand how you can get to that stage as well. Or if you just have questions, just reach out to us. Talk to the person who invited you, and we'll help to answer any questions that you may have. So I do want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope this information was helpful. I know the stories are what really kind of, seal the deal to help you understand that the products do work. And I'm going to stop the recording and open up to any questions. If anybody else wants to share any other stories, then we look forward to hearing from you. Because I know we have many, many stories, but we couldn't be here all night to record. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.